Hey guys, this is Bill. Today we're going to be looking at the Benjamin Trail NP in a 22 caliber. Let's start off with the good. Okay, number one, it's a nitro piston. There's no spring to wear out or go bad or break, disabling your gun. You can leave this thing cocked for hours and it's still going to fire just fine without damaging the rifle. It comes with an all-weather stock, which I prefer over wood because, let's face it, I don't want to be scratching and denting the wood and all that mess. This is something you can go out and beat the brush with and actually hunt with without worrying about what your gun's going to look like. It comes bundled with a 3x9 adjustable objective scope, which is a mil dot. Thank you, Crossman. Somebody out there is listening. And the gun is substantial. It feels heavy. I mean, you feel like you've got a real rifle in your hands. I mean, this gun not only looks good, it just feels right. The stock, I absolutely love it. Love the thumb hole. There's very few things that I would change on the overall design as far as aesthetics go. Now, let's move on to the bad. A long break-in period. This rifle, when I first got it, 500, 750 rounds before it finally remotely started to settle in and get, well, any kind of accuracy. I mean, it was all over the damn place, no matter what you done. If you look at the box right there, you can see that this piece sits down flat. This one does not. So therefore, you can probably tell by looking in the camera there, according to the scope, it's got a lot of barrel droop. To even get this thing to shoot, I had to shim under the scope in the rear to bring this down more in plane with the actual barrel. Another thing I didn't like, I love the scope. Thank you, Crossman, for putting on a mil dot adjustable objective scope. That's great. One of the things I would change would be thinner crosshairs. If you're shooting with this thing between 45 and 50 yards at 9 power, the crosshairs are so thick that it blocks out most of the target if you're shooting at something small. But the real proof in the pudding is, can it shoot? So today we're going to shoot a number of pellets through it. I don't mean 1 or 5 or 10 or 15 or 20. We're going to shoot 25 varieties of pellets through this gun. Normally I do 10 shot groups. This time around I'm going to do 5 shot groups because, well, let's face it, it'd take freaking forever to do 10 rounds through 25 pellets. We will not be zeroing the scope for each pellet we shoot. So we're not looking at bullseyes, we're looking for groups. Keep that in mind. Chances are we will be shooting a pellet you wonder about through this gun today. Like I said, 25 different pellets at 25 yards, and we'll be shooting those at a 1-inch high glow target. So let's head on out to the range. Oh, and another thing. In my last videos, people kept saying, I can't believe you done a pellet test and win. Well, guess what? Today, we're doing it indoors at 25 yards. Let's head on out to the range and see how this gun performs. Well, you've seen the groups form. Let me bring you in here closer. We'll take a closer look at all those groups and give you my opinion. We're going to set these on a black background so we can better see what happened there. This was group number 1, Crosman Premier, Dome or Ultra Magnum. They done very well. That one is a keeper at 25 yards. Next, we move on to the RWS Superdomes. Not a good match for this gun, so therefore we're going to put that in the discard pile. Then we have the Beeman Kodiak, which was the third group we shot. Not too bad, but not too good either, so let's put that in the discard pile. Here we have the Stoger X Match. They done very well. So we're going to put that in the keeper pile. Now let's move on to the Gamo Round. Yeah, enough said. Let's move on to the next group, which is the Exact Jumbo Monster. It shows potential. So let's put that in the keep pile. Next we have the Exact Jumbo Diablo Heavy. We have 3 rounds there, very close together, and then 2 flyers. So that's just too big a span. There's no way I made that big an error. Let's discard that one. Let's move on to the Beeman Silver Arrow. Well, enough of that. That one's in the discard pile. Let's look at the Exact Jumbo Diablo. Very good group. We're going to keep that one. This is the Discovery Pointed Expanding. Very nice group. Not the best for 25 yards, but very nice group. Let's go to the Discovery Super Points. Not bad, but not great. Nothing really grouped close together, so let's discard that one. Then we have the Field Target Trophy Powers. Not too bad. Looks like we have 3 rounds close together, and then 2 out here, so we'll put that in the maybe pile. Then we have the Silver Bears. Well, enough of that. We know that one's a no-go. Then we have Crosman Premier Hollow Points. Yep, that's a keeper. Then we have the Stoger X Field at 25 yards. That's pretty pitiful. I mean, there's a lot of them here that are a lot worse, but that's not going to make the cut. Then we have the Rabbit Magnums. Yeah, I've found nothing they're good for other than frustration. RWS Super Hollow Point, which is the pellet that I've originally shot the most through this rifle. You could wear a 2-liter bottle out at 50 yards with this thing easy. But as you can see here, once you actually put everything together, not so much. So we're going to disqualify that one. Now we have the Beeman Cro-Magnums. Wow, that's all I can say. This was actually 6 rounds fired into this thing, and I'm pleased I found something that will shoot Cro-Magnums decently. The best group by far so far. This is the Gamo Rockets. Yep, that's a no-brainer. Then we have the Barracuda match. Not too bad. We'll put that in the try it again file. Then we have the Kodiak copper coated. A little bit too all over the place for me. And then we have the Discovery PCP. Not too bad, but not good enough. So we'll discard that one. Then we have the Stoker X Magnum, which I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but if you're talking 40% of your shots flying that far off, that's a no-go. Then we have the Field Target Special copper coated. This one has a very wide spread, but I'm going to keep it because the bulk of these were all right there. I could have pulled that shot. Then the others are the Meister Klugen, and they're a little wide. What are my future plans for this rifle? Well, I'm going to change out the scope with a different scope with clearer optics. I noticed when you break this open, there's a spring-loaded latch in there that I believe if you machine down will bring a lot of that barrel droop out. I may have to put a stiffer spring in there. And I'll probably put a GTR trigger in it, and then we'll go back and run this test again and see how things, see if I actually improved the rifle or just spun my wheels. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.